Imagine this, Browns fans, the first big move of training camp isn't even a pass thrown on the field, it's a handshake at the front desk. Dillon Gabriel walks into the Cleveland Browns facility, wearing Dawg Pound gear, calm, focused, no forced smiles, no showmanship. And yet, that simple entrance has set off a storm of conversations across the league and inside our own fan base. Because this isn't just about Gabriel arriving. It's about what he represents in one of the most heated quarterback battles the Browns have ever had. For quarterbacks, one starting job, and Gabriel, the rookie no one expected this early in the draft, is suddenly at the center of everything. The Browns didn't just pick Gabriel in the third round. They shocked the NFL by doing it. At 5'11", with critics calling him too small, too limited, maybe even a backup at best, the Browns went against every safe projection. General Manager Andrew Berry has made it clear. They believe in Gabriel's accuracy, his poise, his mobility, and his anticipation. A well-rounded game, Berry called it, praising the time spent with Gabriel in Eugene and during private workouts. But let's be honest, believing in potential and winning games in Cleveland are two very different things. And if the fan reaction is any indication, Gabriel has an uphill climb not just on the field, but in winning over the Dawg Pound. One fan's comment went viral almost immediately after Gabriel's arrival video was posted. The geek squad who runs the front office who thinks they are always smarter than everyone just had to have him. We always end up looking stupid. Another was harsher. Terrible pick. Passes knocked down all day. Sack after sack. And we used a third rounder on him? The frustration is real, and it's not just about Gabriel himself. It's about what he represents in a franchise that's started 40 quarterbacks since 1999. Fans are tired of waiting for stability under center, and every draft pick, every veteran signing feels like a roll of the dice. And here's the thing, Gabriel isn't walking into a friendly competition. He's not the lone savior. This camp is a battlefield. Joe Flacco, a Super Bowl champion who, despite his age, brought unexpected sparks last season. Kenny Pickett, the trade acquisition from Pittsburgh, a player still fighting to prove he can be more than average. And Shedeur Sanders, the other rookie, the high-profile name whose arrival wasn't even shown on Brown's social media, something that fans immediately noticed and called out. Interesting. This better not mean he's above Shedeur, one fan wrote. Another added, Bush show Shedeur. And that right there tells you, this isn't just about who throws the best ball in camp. It's about perception, about favoritism, about whether the Browns really are giving everyone an equal shot. But let's zoom out for a second, because this competition isn't just about the now, it's about the future. The Browns are holding 2 first-round picks next year. If Gabriel and Sanders don't show at least glimpses of long-term potential, those picks are likely getting packaged for a franchise quarterback in 2026. That's the pressure both rookies are under before they've even taken a single snap in the NFL. Gabriel isn't just playing for a starting job this year, he's playing to prove he belongs in Cleveland at all. Every throw in camp could be the difference between being the future of this team or just another name on that infamous list of 40. Meanwhile, the veterans? They're the safety net. Flacco brings that steady, experienced presence, but nobody believes he's the long-term answer. Pickett, well, he's the question mark. Can he be something more than just a bridge? Or will his inconsistent play push the Browns into handing reps to one of the rookies sooner rather than later? And that's where Gabriel's situation gets really interesting. Mary Kay Cabot, one of the most trusted insiders covering this team, has already poured cold water on the idea of him starting anytime soon, saying there's no incentive to throw him in over 2 veterans. But, and here's the twist, this is Cleveland. Things change fast here. If the veterans stumble early, if the offense sputters, pressure from the fan base could force the Browns to take risks they didn't plan on. Think about it, the team spent a 3rd-round pick on Gabriel, 2 full rounds earlier than they took Sanders. That investment alone suggests he's at least ahead in the internal pecking order. But he's still going to have to win those reps, and for all the criticism about his size and being left-handed, there's something about Gabriel's style that could surprise people. His accuracy, his anticipation, his ability to read defenses, all things the Browns clearly fell in love with, might just translate better than people expect, especially behind a revamped offensive line. And speaking of revamped, let's not ignore what's happening on the other side of the ball. Because while the offense figures out its identity, the defense, led by Myles Garrett, could be the key to keeping this team competitive. Garrett's offseason was full of drama. Remember, he demanded a trade, wanted out, wanted to play for a contender. And then? He rescinded it after becoming the highest-paid non-quarterback in the NFL. Fans might see that as mercenary behavior, but defensive coordinator Jim Schwartz isn't worried. He straight up said he expects Garrett to have the best season of his career, dropping that Spider-Man line, "With great power comes great responsibility." Garrett will be the focal point, as always, but now, with Mason Graham and Malik Collins joining the line, stopping him could be harder than ever for opponents. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just getting started on breaking down what this all means for the Browns season, and trust me, the story only gets juicier from here. Because the real question isn't just who wins the QB battle, it's how this team handles the pressure of a fan base that's tired of waiting. So, Browns fans, I want to hear from you right now. Do you believe Dillon Gabriel can silence the critics and actually be the answer Cleveland has been searching for? Or are we just setting ourselves up for disappointment again? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And here's where things start to heat up, Browns fans, because training camp isn't just drills and playbooks right now, it's a battlefield for jobs, reputations, and maybe even careers. Gabriel may have stolen the early spotlight with that calm, business-like arrival, but behind the scenes, the intensity is on another level. Kenny Pickett, for example, isn't here to be a placeholder. Reports from camp insiders say he's been the most vocal leader in quarterback meetings, demanding precision, running extra sessions with receivers. That's the kind of veteran presence coaches love, but the problem? Leadership only goes so far if you can't back it up with big plays on the field, and Pickett's accuracy under pressure still isn't impressing everyone. Joe Flacco, on the other hand, is quietly doing what he's always done, playing like a pro who's seen it all. His chemistry with Amari Cooper looks sharp, and he's been decisive in his reads. But let's be real, Flacco isn't here to be the future. He's here to keep the team steady until someone younger takes over. That's where things get spicy. Shedeur Sanders is reportedly itching for reps, and some teammates have even hinted he's been more aggressive in scrimmages than Gabriel, pushing the ball downfield with confidence. But is a rival not getting the same social media hype as Gabriel? That still doesn't sit well with fans, and if Sanders starts outshining Gabriel in camp, the noise around favoritism will only grow louder. Meanwhile, the pressure on these rookies is insane. Every throw, every mistake is being scrutinized not just by coaches, but by a fan base that's had its heart broken too many times before. Remember, the Browns have 2 first-round picks next year. That's the silent threat hanging over all of this. If neither Gabriel nor Sanders shows real flashes of being the guy, Andrew Berry won't hesitate to package those picks and go hunting for a superstar quarterback in 2026. That's why this camp feels different. It's not just about who starts week 1, it's about proving who deserves to even be part of the long-term plan. The defense, meanwhile, might just be the real key to giving these quarterbacks a chance to develop. Myles Garrett, now fully locked in despite that offseason trade drama, looks terrifying in camp. Mason Graham has been pushing interior linemen around like they're practice dummies, and Malik Collins? He might just be the underrated signing of the year. If this defense plays to its potential, it could buy time for the offense to figure things out. But how long will fans be patient if the offense stalls early in the season? So, here's the big question, and I need you to answer it in the comments. If the season starts slowly, who would you pick at center? Flacco for stability, Pickett for experience? Or would you throw one of the rookies into the fire and see what happens? I want to hear your opinion. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Go Browns!